They say loneliness won't kill you, but did you know it can be just as harmful as smoking 15 cigarettes a day? That's not a metaphor. That's what researchers at Brigham Young University found. And here's the bizarre part. You can be surrounded by people, even married, and still feel that deep aching loneliness inside. It's not about being alone. It's about feeling unseen, unheard, disconnected. And if you're over 60, you've probably felt that at some point, maybe even right now. Maybe the house feels too quiet since the kids moved out. Maybe old friends aren't around anymore. Maybe your partner passed away and now even doing the grocery shopping feels like something's missing. Loneliness at this stage in life can feel heavy, like you're slowly disappearing even though you're still here. But here's what I want you to know. You are not invisible, and you are absolutely not alone in how you feel. In this video, I want to talk to you, heart to heart, about 5 simple but powerful things you can start doing today to bring love, connection, and joy back into your life. You don't need a big group of friends or a packed calendar to feel deeply loved and alive. Sometimes just one small change can open a door you didn't even know was closed. Let's start with the first one because it surprises a lot of people, and it works. Do something kind for someone else every single day. I know, it sounds too simple. But when you're feeling lonely, your first instinct might be to withdraw even more. You wait for someone to reach out to you. But the secret is, feeling that loneliness often starts by reaching outward instead of inward. Let me share a story with you. A woman I met, 72 years old, widowed, no family nearby. She told me that for months after her husband passed, she didn't talk to anyone, just silence. Until one day she started writing handwritten notes to the nurses at her local clinic, just thanking them for their work. She dropped them off once a week. No one asked her to. She just wanted to say, "Thank you." Within a few weeks, something changed. One nurse replied with a thank you note. Then another asked if she wanted to come in for coffee. That small act, just kindness with no expectation, turned into real connection. It's not magic. It's human nature. When you do something nice for someone else, no matter how small, you're telling the world, "I'm still here and I matter." And people respond to that energy. So whether it's complimenting a cashier, bringing cookies to a neighbor, or even just calling someone you haven't spoken to in a while, start with one kind act a day. You'll be surprised how love starts to find its way back to you. Now, here's the second one, and I want you to really hear this. Reconnect with an old hobby, or try something totally new. You see, when we stop doing things that light us up, we stop feeling like ourselves. And when we lose that sense of self, it's easy to feel invisible to others. But joy is magnetic. Passion is contagious. When you are excited about something, it gives people a reason to connect with you. Maybe you used to paint. Maybe you used to garden, play piano, or write stories but haven't in years. That part of you isn't gone. It's just been quiet. Or maybe it's time to try something brand new. You can take online dance classes, learn to play chess, join a community walking group, or sign up for a free Zoom poetry night. And yes, even if you've never done it before, there's no age limit on joy. I once spoke with a man who took up photography at 68. He just started snapping pictures of squirrels in the park, posted them online, and now he has a whole group of online friends who wait for his Squirrel Sunday posts. Here's the key. When you engage your mind, your heart follows. And when your heart feels alive, you attract people, conversations, and connections you never expected. Now I want to talk about something even more personal. Speak your truth to someone, even if it scares you. This one might feel hard. But loneliness isn't always about physical distance. Sometimes it's about emotional silence. How many times have you held something back because you didn't want to burden anyone? Maybe you've smiled through sadness, laughed through pain just to keep the peace. But keeping things bottled up only makes the isolation worse. You deserve to be heard, to be seen. You don't need to spill your soul to a stranger. Start small. Call a friend or a sibling and say, "I miss you." Or, "I've been feeling kind of alone lately, and I just wanted to talk." Most people won't turn away. In fact, they might be feeling the same way and are just waiting for you to go first. And even if it doesn't go perfectly, you'll feel lighter just for having been honest. That's what builds real connection. Not small talk, but truth. You are allowed to take up space. You are allowed to say, "I need a little love right now." Now that we've explored how kindness, creativity, and honesty can open the door to connection, let's keep going. Because while kindness, creativity, and speaking your truth are powerful, there's another layer that often gets overlooked, and it might just be the one that changes everything for you. It's this: spend more time around people who make you feel alive, not just available. It's easy to fall into the habit of staying connected to people simply because you always have. Maybe it's an old friend who never really listens. Maybe a sibling who talks down to you. Maybe it's even your adult children who only call when they need something. Just because someone is in your life doesn't mean they fill your life. And here's something that might sound harsh, but it's important. If someone drains your energy or leaves you feeling small every time you talk to them, that's not connection. That's just proximity. You deserve relationships that lift you, not ones that remind you of how alone you feel. So ask yourself, who makes you feel seen? Who makes you laugh? Who gives you that spark of energy, even if it's just a 10-minute phone call? Start leaning toward those people. And if you can't think of anyone like that right now, don't worry. That doesn't mean you're doomed to loneliness. It just means it's time to build new connections with the right kind of people. There are more good people out there than you might think. You just have to put yourself in places where they gather. It could be a local group at the library, a senior center, or even a virtual community. There are amazing online forums and free groups for older adults who are learning new things together, supporting each other, and forming real friendships, even across the world. If your first thought is, "But I'm too old to make new friends," let me stop you right there. You're not. I once met a woman named Irene who moved to a new town at 75. She didn't know a soul, but she signed up for a community painting class, and even though she was nervous at first, she went every week. 3 years later, she and 2 women from that class take turns hosting Sunday dinner. None of them were childhood friends. None of them were family. But now they're chosen family. So if you've been clinging to relationships out of obligation or fear of being alone, it's time to make space for something better. You only need 1 or 2 meaningful connections to feel like you belong again. Now, let's talk about something many people over 60 never admit out loud, but nearly all feel. It's this quiet belief that my best days are behind me. It creeps in after retirement, after the kids grow up, after the big milestones are over. You start to feel like the exciting part of life is done, and now it's just about getting through the years. But that belief? That's what's really causing the loneliness, not your circumstances. Because when you stop believing there's more to come, you stop showing up for your own life. And I want you to really hear this. You still have beautiful chapters ahead. The 4th thing I want you to do is this. Set a goal, no matter how small, that gives you something to look forward to. It doesn't need to be grand. It could be a weekend trip you plan for yourself, a book you want to write, a vegetable garden you want to grow, a classic novel you've always wanted to finish. Having something on your calendar, something that's just for you, gives your days shape and your mind purpose. It's the difference between passing time and living time. I met a man once who took up baking bread at 67, just for fun. He started watching YouTube videos, experimenting with recipes, and sharing the results with neighbors. He told me, I haven't felt this excited since I was in my 20s, and that's the magic of having a purpose. No matter your age, when you have something to look forward to, loneliness loses its grip on you. You stop waiting for someone else to give you joy, and you start creating it yourself. Now I want to pause for a moment and remind you of something important. Loneliness isn't a flaw. It's not a weakness. It's not something to be ashamed of. It's simply your heart saying, I want to feel connected again. And the good news? That's possible. Because even if the world feels like it's moving on without you, even if it feels like no one really sees you anymore, there are still people out there who would love to know the real you. You just have to give them the chance. Which brings me to something very special, something simple, something free, something anyone, yes, anyone, can do to feel more loved and connected in less than 5 minutes a day, something that's helped thousands of people feel more alive, more grounded, and yes, even more loved, no matter their age or situation. And that's where we're going next. So, what is this small, powerful thing you can do in under 5 minutes a day that starts to melt away loneliness and bring connection back into your life? You express gratitude every single day, not in your head, not in passing, but on paper, or aloud, or in a message to someone else. Now you might be thinking, gratitude? How is that supposed to help me feel less lonely? But here's the truth. When you focus on what is present in your life, even the smallest good things, something inside you begins to shift. You stop looking at your life like a half-empty glass and start seeing it as a wellspring of small blessings. Begin to notice that the bird singing outside your window is actually singing for you. That the morning cup of tea, the soft blanket, the neighbor who smiled at you last week, these things aren't just small. They're sacred, and when you train your mind to spot those moments, something even more beautiful happens. You start to realize you're not as disconnected as you thought. You're still here, still alive, still part of this great, wild, mysterious web of human experience. And guess what? That energy is magnetic. When you shift from longing to appreciating, people can feel it. You smile more. You listen better. You speak with warmth, and that naturally draws others to you. One woman I spoke with, Marie, lost her husband at 71. She felt like her whole world had gone gray. Then one day, she read about a gratitude walk, just a short daily walk where you quietly name 5 things you're grateful for. She started doing it every morning, rain or shine. 5 things. At first, it was hard. I guessed the toast wasn't burned today, but slowly, her list grew richer. I'm grateful for the warm breeze. I'm grateful I still have strong legs to walk. I'm grateful for the photo of us on the wall. He loved that trip. Within weeks, her mood lifted. Within months, she'd started a small walking group with 3 neighbors. It all started with choosing to see the good, even in grief. Gratitude won't fix everything. It won't replace lost relationships or fill a silent home, but it will soften the sharp edges of loneliness. It reminds you that life isn't over. It's still unfolding, and you still have something valuable to offer it. So, if you've been feeling invisible, unloved, or forgotten, start with this. Each morning, write down or say out loud 3 things you're thankful for. Then send one kind message. It could be a compliment, a thank you, or just a thinking of you. Don't wait for others to reach out first. You go first. You be the love. You be the light, and it will come back to you. Maybe not right away, but it always does. Because here's the truth, the one I want to leave you with today. You are not alone in your loneliness. Millions of others your age feel it too, quietly, privately, painfully. But the difference between feeling lonely and feeling loved often comes down to just one brave decision: to reach out, to create, to connect, to believe that your life still matters, that your presence still has meaning. You don't need a big family gathering or dozens of friends to feel loved. Sometimes all it takes is one moment of real connection, a shared laugh, a phone call, a simple hug, or even the quiet, steady knowledge that you matter, even if no one said it today. So I'm saying it now, you matter. You are loved. You are still needed in this world. Whether you're 60 or 90, it's never too late to feel alive again, to make a new friend, to try something new, to say something kind, to fall in love with life, with yourself, with the world around you. If any of this resonated with you, I'd love for you to leave a comment below. Tell me, what's one thing you're grateful for today, or what's one small step you'll take this week to feel more connected? And if this video helped you even in a small way, please give it a like so others can find it too. Subscribe to this channel for more conversations like this, real, honest, uplifting content for people just like you, because you deserve to feel seen, you deserve to feel supported, and you deserve to know you are never too old to feel loved again. Here's to living with joy, connection, and deep peace at any age. Take care of yourself, and remember, the best is never behind you, it's right here, and it's still ahead.